So the gun rights rally in Virginia is coming up pretty darn quickly, and it could actually become a pretty tense situation. Antifa has actually said that it's going to be there in support of the Second Amendment as well. Antifa's bad news, in my opinion. I know Antifa is anti-fascist, and God, this video is so toast. Give me a thumbs up. That'll make me feel better. But Antifa, I know Antifa, anti-fascists, but more often than not, Antifa ends up being the fascists. And they're going to show up in support because Antifa just doesn't care. Antifa doesn't like the left, they don't like the right, they don't like anybody. They have become an entity of their own, for their own, by their own. I don't know. This could be pretty tense. But let's read this. As gun rights rally looms in Virginia, Richmond residents fear another Charlottesville. And rightly so. Anytime you get multitudes of people together, you're going to have some people within the group that are going to be idiots. Not every single one of them is going to be altruistic, and that goes with every single group you could possibly think of. Not all priests are good. Not all immigrants are good. Not all cops are good. Not all of any demographic you could possibly think of are good. So you get a mass group of people together like this, you've got to expect that there's going to be something going on. Hopefully nothing involving anything dangerous. We hope. Oh, that would be tragic. Oh, I hope we don't have another shot heard round the world with this. Many say they'll be staying as far away from possible from the demonstration. They worry will turn violent. And that is a good strategy. Here's my phrase that I've told many people. What is the only guaranteed 100% way to survive a conflict? I'll give you a second. Time's up. Avoid the conflict. If you avoid the conflict, well, then the conflict won't kill you. Hopefully. Yes, there's the odd stray bullet or some weird thing that we always hear about, but in general, if you don't involve yourself in the conflict, well, and you're not in the area, so yes, if you're afraid of it, stay away from the area. That's good advice. We are our best keepers. I'm sorry, don't believe what anybody tells you. Nobody is more responsible for your own security than you. Richmond, Virginia. As gun rights activists, white nationalists, and militia groups prepare to rally at the state capitol on Monday, what, no Antifa? You're not gonna put Antifa in there? Is that what they're considering the militia groups? No. We all know what they mean by militia groups. They mean the militia groups, the mountain men, the preppers, some people call them, even though preppers are not. It's a whole different, but that's another discussion. But where's Antifa? Antifa said that they would be there, but you're not going to report that Antifa's there? Well, they're going to be there. Okay, so I will redo the report. As gun rights activists, white nationalists, and militia groups prepare to rally at the state capitol, as Antifa is going to be there as well, to protest proposed gun control laws, residents are praying it won't be a repeat of the violent 2017 rally in Charlottesville that ended in a woman's death. And in case you don't remember, that was a vehicle that had gone through a crowd. It was quite a vicious video to watch. My heart goes out to those people. And I hope this stays peaceful. We don't need another shot heard around the world. We don't need it. We can do this peacefully. I know we can. When the masses speak up, the government has to listen. The Virginia Citizens Defense League, which organizes the annual gun rights rally, said it wants a peaceful event. But the crowd is expected to be larger than usual because Democrats took control of the legislature last year and are proposing several gun control bills that would limit handgun purchases and require background checks, among other regulations. And among the other regulations, I mean, I got you, background checks. Yeah, sure, of course, yes, background checks. We have background checks here. You can't can't just walk into a store here and buy a gun. You have to get a background check. I'm not sure what background check they're thinking of. I do know for like gun shows and things like that, but I thought all states had background checks. I thought that was a thing. But yeah, okay, I got you. The things that I have a problem with are the things that make things that are right now legal and make them illegal. The proposal came after a mass shooting in May in Virginia Beach, in which disgruntled city employee killed 12 people in a municipal building. I'm very worried, Francesca Benavides said, a student at Virginia Commonwealth University. Benavides, who is studying photography at the 31,000-student public research university, wanted to attend the rally to document it, but is having second thoughts after Governor Ralph Northam declared a state of emergency, which I did a video. I highly recommend you watch it about the state of emergency. I read it. I read some of the bulletin points. They're pretty broad, really, and it's about what you would expect: the ability to shuffle around emergency services, the ability to restrict the right to bear arms, but then it has certain exceptions if it's a tool or if it's for your work or something like that. If you want to go document it, go document it. I mean, journalism, God, I wish I could go. Wow, I wish I could go. I wish I could go document it. I really do. Journalism is about checks and balances and weighing within yourself what the risk is worth versus the reward. And the reward should always be the ability to spread an idea and say, this is what's going on in our world, so that way we're all better informed. And you have to weigh your desire to inform people against your desire to be safe. For me, I would go at all costs. I would love to go, out of my budget, but I would absolutely love to go and document it. And do it from a standpoint of just filming and showing the world this is what it looks like from the inside. And doing it to inform, knowing that there are risks. Yes, obviously there are risks. Nothing good comes without risks. Freedom doesn't come without putting forth the effort and putting up with the risk. I would love to go to this, document it and film it without any commentary, just straight filming and letting the people decide as a whole. This is what's going on. And we're smart. We're all smart people. That's why you're here, to inform yourself. Good for you. Credible intelligence. If you remember, I read that on the state of emergency that they put out, the documentation where he stated that he had credible intelligence, that the rally was going to bring people from the militia and people whose only objective are to cause dissension and violence. That's why he declared the state of emergency, that he knew he had some sort of credible intelligence that said there are people there that want to cause trouble. My reaction to that is, if you go outside and it's raining, you're going to get wet. Yes. Anytime you get mass amounts of people, that's my incredible intelligence. Does that mean I should go apply for a job as part of his intelligence agency, whatever it's called? Because I know that from human nature, anytime you get a group of people together that is a large group of people, there are going to be some people in there that are there for nefarious reasons. Duh. Credible intelligence, that's just human nature. It's not credible intelligence. It's just what happens. God, I wish I could film it. All my friends are trying to convince me not to attend, Benavides said, adding she was reassured when Northam temporarily banned guns and other weapons from the grounds of the Capitol, and the state Supreme Court struck down the rally organizers' challenges to the order. Oh, here come the white nationalists. Oh, this video is going to be so bombed. On Thursday, 3 people from the neo-Nazi group called The Base, which advocates for a white ethno-state, were arrested on the East Coast, and law enforcement officials said they had been planning to attend the rally. Okay. The next day, the officials announced the rest of the 3 men from Wisconsin, all members of The Base. Okay. Yeah, there are going to be a lot of people there, from a lot of different places. I mean, we've got a lot of different people here. It's a tough situation. I support the Second Amendment. I do. I mean, within reason, obviously. But what the government is doing is making things illegal that are currently legal and creating criminals out of law-abiding citizens. And here is my reasoning. The United States is got the most guns per capita than anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. So by the logic of the people that want to ban guns, the United States should be the most violent place in the world because we have the most guns per capita than anyone in the world. Right? Right? But we're not. We're not in the top 10. We're not in the top 15. We're not in the top 20. We're not in the top 25. We're not in the top 30. We're like 32, I think, when I saw last. I believe. I could be wrong. But it was definitely above 30. But by the gun banning logic, you're saying by banning more guns, we're going to have less crime. But we already have so many guns that if that logic made sense, we would have the most crime. Because we have the most guns per capita by far than any other nation. But that's just not so. Facts are facts are facts. So it's not the guns, it's the people. Imagine that. Have you ever seen a gun of its own jump off a table and shoot someone? God, this video is going to be bombed from orbit. I have never in my life seen a gun jump off a table and cause any harm to anybody. There's always someone acting with the gun. The gun doesn't act. The gun is acted upon. Thank you, Anita Sarkeesian. Should I do a trope? Tropes versus guns about that? Guns are objects and they are acted upon. Okay. Oh my gosh. I hope this works out peaceably. That would be wonderful. And it can be done peaceably. It really can. We're Americans, right? We can band together. We can do things correctly. We can do things right. And we can change laws and we can prevent crappy laws from getting passed by using our voice. That's what it's there for. And I understand the need for having an armed populace. I do. The government must fear the people. Otherwise, the government will be corrupt. Because that's what governments do. And the Founding Fathers knew this because they knew their history. And every single government that had complete power has absolutely collapsed. It's as a whole, as the people as a whole, every voice, listening to every voice, that we solve things like this peaceably and we enact change in the proper manner. And your opinion, your voice matters. And this story, this building of whatever this becomes, hopefully peaceably, is your story as well. Your ability to comment, like, and subscribe and give your opinion. And that's a beautiful thing. Welcome to America. That's what I got for you on this one, guys. I will see you on the next one.